Hello, it's Tom and Tom from the Garfa Summer Jam.
Hello.
We're here with another band announcement.
We are indeed.
Sat on the sofa with another two fantastic musicians from a great band.
Yeah, so without further ado, we have for you Someday Soon. So guys, how have you been? What have you been up to? What gigs have you been doing? Writing music?
Yeah, I mean, I can speak for myself. I've just been really, everything's about music at the moment, to be fair.
Yeah, that's good.
There was a lot of writing, a lot of recording. We've been busy. We've been playing some gigs, some local gigs. And
have you got anything coming out? You've just dropped one, haven't you, Jack? You've just dropped one?
I've dropped a single.
A song,
yeah, so yeah. I didn't think you noticed that. I've got a single out called "In the Fire." That's out on streaming services now.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
What
about the band? Have you got something new coming out?
We've got plenty on the back burner.
We're also writing in a minute. Yeah, we need to probably get booked in.
Yeah, that'd be good. With who might that be? Yeah, awesome. No, the singles that you've released so far have been brilliant, and everybody I've spoken to has been just bloody amazed. Do you know what I mean? By them, and they're regularly played
All the time
in your bar at the Yard, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Over the speakers. I play when I do my open mic. I have a playlist of, rather selfishly, of all the bands that have recorded at my place. So I have that on a bit of a rotation. And people are always like,
who's that?
Who's that?
What was that one?
Particularly, Flashing Blue always gets his really high.
I've noticed
high
people
praise.
starting to sing along to it as well.
Yeah.
Cool, isn't it?
There's a couple of people. I think you spoke to a couple of our mates who were even wanting to do a cover of Flashing Blue.
Oh yeah.
Did they do a cover?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
They do a cover at open mic. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm sure it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Not as good as the Masters, obviously.
Well, no, I mean, come on.
They're only human at the end of the day, aren't they? So, in terms of what's next then, so we're expecting singles. Are we working on any album stuff?
I think we've talked about maybe doing it.
Don't forget your mic.
Sorry, I've never done an interview in my life.
Yeah, it's cool.
This is actually Andy's first ever interview.
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
Yeah.
So
No,
we've talked.
Is that why he tried to take his trousers on?
I think he's doing. I think he's doing great at the moment.
First closed anyway.
Yeah.
We've talked about maybe doing an EP soon.
Right, cool.
And I think we still like to do the live videos as well. I think they're just such good promo.
Yeah.
So
You guys do really well.
Yeah, we love doing them. So I reckon we've probably got a few of those on Horizon as well. A few more live videos. It's just a really cool way to it's visual as well as obviously getting the songs out.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the how it's just like a raw kind of take of the song, and I love how we do it. Just the one single camera shot. I just think it's got a really cool vibe to it.
It does, yeah.
We'll probably do some more of them, I reckon.
Do you prefer the studio stuff, recording and the writing process, or do you prefer playing live?
I do like playing live.
I've bit of both for different reasons. For me, I love I like playing live. For you get to play the songs loud and proud, and get a real feel for what the reaction are to them as well. You know what I mean? But as well, the recording process for me, I really enjoy because it's like everything's under a magnifying glass. So when you record, it really. It sort of brings out what kind of musician you are, what kind of player you are. You know what I mean? And
yeah. There's no hiding.
There's no hiding. Yeah, exactly. And you get a recording back if you're not happy with it. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to say, producers are great, but unless what you got going through it is going through the things is good.
100%.
Well, songs come into their own a bit, which you've recorded, because when you add your vocals and layer them up, sometimes then obviously we'll sort of bring that into a live set, and usually it's a bit kind of ad-lib in it. Like, we don't always come in with like a fully formed song. We don't know what all the little subtle sort of backing parts are going to be. Like, you'll just go into the vocal booth and experiment a bit, and then obviously once we finalise them, we can sort of take that live, and I think the song goes up a bit of a level kind of live as well. Once you've actually
get to know the record for what it is, and then go out and try and play off that.
It's cool to record stuff, and
it's a great process. It's such a good outlet. And I mean, like you say, you've been playing a song live for a little bit, and then when you put it under that microscope and you have the time to experiment and do some vocal ad libs and stuff, it can change the vibe of like a whole section, can't it?
Nice,
You know, like
just nice to break it all down, innit?
yeah,
And
yeah.
get into
In
nitty gritty.
particular, Flashing Blue, one of my favourite bits are the ad libs, vocal ad libs at the end, and the guitar solo.
yeah.
I mean, I like it all, but but yeah, the vocal ad libs at the end were great. And I remember you really nonchalantly going, "Oh yeah, I might just throw something down," and then absolutely killing this great vocal. I was like, flipping, yeah.
I think it's cool to like live in that world of you never know whether it's going to be good or not. But that kind of.
But just giving it a shot.
But then jumping into it
Yeah.
and I think like you're the one witnessing it happening as well, aren't you? Like as the performer as well. Like you are the listener as well, aren't you? And you sort of hearing these things happen for the first time. But it's really cool to work in, working with yourself, Tom. You know, at the studio. It's such a such a good, a smooth process.
Yeah,
and,
man,
and,
I love working with you guys. To be honest, it's just so you come with so much prepared.
I love
and
you,
you're
man.
such a tight band. don't stop. Yeah, no, you're such a great band to work with. So easy, so laid back, and everything just seems to come effortless to you. Is every song like that for you, or are the ones that you like banging your head against a wall with sometimes?
To be honest with the writing process, it's usually me or you will come with like a pretty well-formed song, won't we? It's rare that we just get together and just like say, let's just come up with some on spot. Although we have done that before. I'd like to do more of that as well, because I think you get a different outcome. It's
More
like
jammy.
Yeah, when you write a song on an acoustic, it's more about the melodies and the chords, whereas like I think when you write as a band, it tends to be like more. Usually, you come up with like more rock stuff, like maybe more riffs and stuff like that. So I think it's cool to do both as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you get different outcomes, but I think it could be a bit difficult to just sit in a room and be like, let's come up with something. So I think it's nice when someone like brings a song, and we can all just like get stuck in. And then obviously everyone has input, and we might change up structure a bit, and someone might do something with their part that you didn't hear, and you're like, oh, I actually really like that. So there's still that collaboration, but I just think it keeps things like focused and on track as well. Like the kind of main meat of a song. So I think that's kind of how we like to write in it, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I came into the band. I mean, the band is originally a 3-piece, Supercell, and I'd just been used to playing solo. So a big thing for me coming into like, there were no room to make mistakes, or because you're in a team, you know what I mean. You don't want to be the one letting the side down. So it's really, really, helps me come along. Yeah,
Really taken to it.
Yeah, but
it works really well. You guys work really well as a thing. Did you have any songs before Jack joined?
We didn't really. We're still kind of doing covers.
Yeah.
Just as a bit of a side thing.
I was wondering if any songs had survived
we
from...
weren't really doing any writing, and we didn't really know. I mean, I kind of knew I wanted to write, but we just kind of got together and just jammed some covers, and like we just kind of naturally said, let's throw some originals in. And I think we really enjoyed doing originals.
It's hard to find your angle in it. Like, where do you want to sit in the original world? Like, what type of music do you want to write, and where do you want to be? It's like, it's tough questions to ask, innit, for a band.
I thought, what were we saying then? But I think it were a good marriage between the fact that these guys were doing all music that I loved, like your Chili Peppers, Led Zeppelin, Hendrix covers, and playing them really, really well. You know what I mean? And I thought, well, I were doing a lot of writing, so I think I come on board with a band that were playing music that I love anyway.
Yeah.
So and that I'd grown up listening to, and so I went into a bit more of a. I picked up an acoustic guitar and started playing Justin Bieber covers and stuff because that's what me, so and so wanted me to play at school. I fancied, you know what I mean. But then, I was, it's cool to be playing, music that really, feeds the soul.
Yeah, absolutely. From a writing point of view, do you sit down with a genre in mind, or do you just start and whatever comes? I
like to go with start and let whatever happens. I think there's a certain energy in the room at that certain time, and what's meant to come through comes through. Yeah. People talk about the fact that we're just sort of vessels for something else to come through. I know, you know, we've heard it all before, haven't we? But I love the process. You know what I mean? I love that thing. Sometimes I hate it. It's really frustrating when you know you're so dead set on finishing a piece of work, and you just can't seem to get by some sort of barrier or whatever it is, or some lyrics not quite making sense with the rest of the song, and you sort of confronting these confronting these personal things as well. You know what I mean? When you went through the writing process, but I suppose that goes for like any writer. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Do you prefer to write?
Especially when you're thick as me, and you're from Cass, and like
my voice.
I'd have been better if I'd have had an education. Like
quicker to write with 6 fingers, though.
Yeah, that's advantage of being from Cass. That living near Ixon's Waste Management, you get
quicker.
Yeah, that's why we're all so good at guitar.
Little 10 fingers short.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What I was going to say, do you write when you write, and lyrics in particular? Is that mainly you, Jack, or all?
It's a mix. I think Andy, you write a lot as well. I'd say pretty much the similar amount of writing that I do. Really, I mean, we've got a bit of a mix in the songs that we have as a band. I think. What would you say? Like?
Yeah, I mean, I think your songs we tend to sort of take and like record and put out there a bit more. Because they're kind of the really strong songs, and I think a lot of mine you'll probably more like to hear them in like a live context, like they're in the set. I think like we could, you know, we'll mix it up and that, and we have recorded some of mine. Like I was saying, sometimes we just get in a room and write. I think On My Way that we did the live video of you. I think that was born out of a guitar.
That was very in the moment. That was. I remember just singing. Sean started playing that riff. And I'm like, seeing our girl on my way. So you know what I mean? I remember singing something like, she's hot on top, like creme brulee or something like that. And I'm thinking, all right, okay, no, it just makes sense.
We just went full French then after that, didn't we?
But it's just fun, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. That's the thing,
It's
good fun.
We just went with it.
Disclaimer,
It came out cool, like I'd like to do more of that. Just a bit spontaneity just in a room.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a good mix. I think it's good to approach things differently, like just, you know, like the outcome's different, like maybe start with a drum beat or start with bass line or something, see how it develops. So you get the full kind of variety of styles of songs then, don't you?
Yeah. From a lyrical standpoint, I'll probably have to ask you this separately because you might have both different ways. Do you like to write more so from a personal point of view, or do you like to tell stories? Do you make stories or scenarios?
I'll you first. I'll chime in after.
I think sometimes personal, sometimes I'll write about somebody else or like some message that I'm wanting to send to somebody else. I think I can use I sort of see my songwriting as a way of communicating a message to somebody or whatever, to myself or to the universe, which is the trendy word to say these days, I think. But sometimes I'll hear a piece of music and I'll write what I feel like is right for that piece of music.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of songs like that I've written that I'll never play, but I've got them in. Yeah. I've got them for maybe there might be other artists that might want to take those songs and do whatever with them. But I think the best songs are the ones that I really just pour out here, and they're really honest and and I think that's and music is essentially about moving people. You know what I mean? It's about evoking an emotional reaction of some sort, whatever that be. And I suppose you're only going to get that if you're willing to be vulnerable. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, but yes.
Nice.
That is the end of my answer.
Excellent. And what an excellent answer. Can you top that, Andy?
Over to you.
God. My lyrics are angry and cynical all the time. I just write about being mad at things. So that's how I approach it.
Is that coming from a man of a certain age who is angry at the
Yeah,
world?
yeah, miserable Yorkshire man. Yeah, like technology stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Can't get my head around it.
So your songs are about smashing iPads.
Yeah. That's it.
Smashing pumpkins
Yeah.
ain't got nothing on you.
Can't get Apple Connect to work in my car, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh.
That's what gets me
That's
going.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I have to now go buy a phone holder. You know what I mean? Like,
Jeez Louise.
I'm sure there's someone out there that's really going to strike a chord with you.
Do you know what
Strike
I
a
mean?
chord.
Talk about evoking emotion. Jeez.
I think as well you can just write songs for just silly messing about as well. Like
Yeah.
I like writing like
Yeah,
just little comedic songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Shall we try and write one now?
Yeah, let's just bust
Yeah.
the
Just push it
guitar
out.
out.
Apple Connect. We'll do a disconnect parody.
Yeah.
Apple Connect.
So we've got you at the Summer Jam, obviously. This is what's spurred this interview forwards. What have you guys got in store for us, or is it a surprise? Will there be any special new songs? Anything we can look forward to?
I reckon we've got a few originals at works, haven't we? So we'll probably be throwing as many of them in as we can. I think we've got about 3 or 4 probably that go that we're just polishing up, getting ready to play live and stuff.
Yeah, I think the how strong the set's getting really strong now. Like we had a gig recently. I think the music's really got a really good strong high energy to it. Like, and to be honest, I'm really looking forward to it. And I think when you're playing outside somewhere as well, you know what I mean, it's kind of like festival vibes and you know. And I remember the last year, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you
and
Jack
Led last
played
year,
solo.
Yeah, of course.
And I absolutely loved it. I think it was great. Everyone was, you know, on such a high, and there was some great music on. And I think this year it's just going to be big. Obviously, we've got the full band this year, so it's going to be
Absolutely.
it's going to be different levels.
I think it's cool that there's something.
Going to blow some minds.
Melt some
I think
faces.
it's cool that obviously you're putting something on as well that supports original music, like local original music.
We do keep coming back to this point, but it's the big driving force of what it is, really.
Teed you up there.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you. So, obviously, like, you know what, you guys know what it's like trying to get booked. I mean, when we were an original band, well, still am.
Tom was in a wedding band.
Shut up. When we were younger, getting gigs was one, a nightmare, and two, getting paid anything for doing it. Not that it's about the money, but if you want to do it for a living, or you know, I'm talking like if somebody could offer us petrol money, we were absolutely made up. Do you know what I mean? So the fact that we always said, you know, we want to be able to pay the original musicians rather than it being come and play for us for free, and we'll give you a beer or something like, which is kind of one of the ones that people always offer. And you know, a lot of the festivals, the local ones, are for charity, which is amazing.
We just try to give it a different stage.
But we're just hopefully coming at it from a different angle. There's already plenty of those around and do great work. Yeah. So we're hoping, you know, seeing our local musicians and, you know, trying to get an uplift on that, and push them through, and hopefully get noticed and get recognised for what they do best.
People must be sick of Mr. Brightside by now.
You think
we are going to play it.
Yeah.
That is done, by the way. Absolutely love that song.
Killers, don't come after us.
Any promo's good promo. Come after them.
It's them and what's the other one? Sex on Fire. That's another biggie, isn't it?
Sex on Fire. Someone said to me at a gig one night, I was gonna shout Dakota. Stereophonics. I was like,
how did you think of that?
I thought
That's a good one.
I should have played that.
Go get him.
No, I think it's absolutely brilliant, to be honest with you. As somebody who's always been wanting to do original music's always been my passion. And not having a platform to play other than playing covers as well. And I think you can take covers and make them your own, but
you do a really good cover of Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson.
Thank you very much.
I think that's the thing, innit? I think there's room for both. Like, there's room for having covers and room for having original music.
There's a time and a place, isn't there?
I think we've just got to be able to like bridge the gap a little bit more. I think it's so cover heavy, and people are so used to that now.
I think what venues need to understand is that there is good original music out there.
Yeah.
People would want to come and see it. If like say this is an opportunity for people to come and see original bands, and come out and support. And to be honest, that's the only way that having a good local support is a real way to push a band to that next level.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like, and you know, and people have the power to do that.
Yeah.
Even just through word of mouth.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Even just through and yeah, I suppose, you know, you've got to be. I mean, these guys have been working hard in Supercell way before, and I think the reason that you guys, I mean, you and Sean, obviously being brothers and that, and having that sort of
Pure nepotism is what I mean. But
chemistry, but yeah, I think it's brilliant what you're doing at Garth. I think it's going to be great. Garth of Summer Jam is going to be the one.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It's gonna be-
Can't wait to play.
It started. I mean, the first year was great because this is only our second year.
Yeah,
but we're hoping it'll grow and become its own thing. And so we are being strict on the whole, you know, covers thing. Really, we've had a lot of cover bands apply. You know, great bands and stuff. It's not that they're not great bands or anything like that. Or we're being
there's some really awesome bands.
they're great bands, great artists around doing the covers. Really talented people. But yeah, this is dedicated to original.
Yeah.
And it's new music.
And
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
fresh new music.
Yeah.
Like what more could you want to go out? You know, go you know, turn Coronation Street off and go and watch some real people talking about, you know, it's music that's close to home. And I think it should be that thing of like, it's kind of special that you've got that. It's like a local thing that only you know about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To start with, to be involved. It's not like when you find an artist before they blow up, or if that's the term that people use. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's one of use it. What's the term? Use it or lose it kind of thing. And that's why a lot of the original, the places. Carpe Diem was one that we used to play a lot as an original band. Used to love those nights, but obviously it wasn't making enough money for people to, for it to be viable. So, if you want to see more original music and you want the next big bands to be coming out, then you need to go see it. You want to, more venues is great, isn't it? Everything's a bit diluted now.
Yeah. Stop letting big corporate businesses put into your head what you think you should be listening to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so hopefully this will be the start of the growth, and
start building a bit
onwards and upwards, and we'll keep it going for as many years as we can, physically can. So
pleasure to be a part of the.
I've not got long left. I'm going out to pasture. So yeah, you heard it here first. Someday soon, are going to be at Garth of Summer Jam, and if you want to keep music live and keep people putting out original music, you've got to come see him.
You've got no choice.
Got no choice. Cheers.
Bye.
Should have stayed home with you, flashing blue. Now there's nothing I can do. I blew it, I know. Should have stayed home, but I started to see you flashing blue. My life flashed before me when I saw